Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the English Speaking Practice Daily Podcast, your favorite place to practice real American English through real conversations. I'm your host.
And I'm here with you too. And before we start, I want to ask you something honest, something personal.
Oh, okay. We're going deep today. Go ahead.
How many years have you been studying English? 1 year? 3 years? 5? Maybe 10. And still, when someone talks to you in English, you freeze.
Yeah, you know the words. They're in your head. You studied them, you wrote them, you passed the test. But when it's time to open your mouth,
Nothing comes out. Your heart beats faster, your face gets hot, you smile and say, "Sorry, my English is not good." But inside, you're screaming, "I know this. Why can't I say it?"
and then later, alone in your room, in the shower, on the bus, you find the perfect words. You give a beautiful speech to nobody.
The shampoo bottle gets your best English every single time.
Every time. The shampoo bottle is so impressed.
But here's the truth that nobody tells you. The reason you can't speak English is not because you're bad at English.
It's something deeper, something nobody taught you in school. And today, we're going to break it open together.
So if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever felt frustrated, if you've ever asked yourself, "Why can't I just speak?" do not go anywhere. This episode is for you.
Today, we're going to talk about the real reasons you can't speak English fluently. And trust me, it's not vocabulary, it's not grammar, it's not your accent.
It's the invisible walls inside your mind, and we're going to break them one by one.
And don't worry, this is a B1 level conversation. If you are A2, that's okay too. Just relax and listen. You don't need to understand every word. Just stay with us.
Your job is simple. Listen, breathe, and let the English flow through you, like water, not like a test, like a conversation between friends.
And at the end, we'll do our word tour. We'll take the most powerful words from today and explain them with simple examples so you can use them tomorrow.
If you're new here, welcome to the ESPD family. Please hit subscribe and tap that like button. It helps more English learners find us. And after this episode, tell us in the comments, what is your biggest wall when you try to speak English? Fear? Vocabulary? Confidence? Tell us. We read every comment.
All right, take one deep breath. Hold that feeling of frustration in your mind because today we're going to change what it means to you.
Let's jump in.
More number one, the fear of judgment. So let's start with the biggest wall, the fear of judgment. Let me ask you something. Do you remember the first time someone laughed at your English?
Maybe you were in school. Maybe you were at work. You said something and someone laughed or gave you a look. That look that says, "What did you just say?"
For them, it was 2 seconds. They forgot about it before lunch. But for you, it stayed. It didn't just stay, it lingered.
Linger. That's our first word today. When something lingers, it stays longer than it should, like a bad smell in a room, like a memory that won't leave.
That moment when they laughed at you, it lingered in your mind for years. And now, every time you want to speak English, your brain plays that old movie.
And the fear doesn't stay in one place. It starts to seep into everything.
Seep, like water through a crack in a wall. You don't see it first, but slowly, it gets everywhere. That fear seeps into your work, your friendships, your confidence.
And then what do? You shrink back.
Shrink back. You make yourself smaller. The teacher asks, "Any questions?" Your hand wants to go up, but your brain says, No, stay quiet, stay safe." So you shrink back.
More number two, the myth of perfection, the perfection trap.
Yes. I will speak when my English is perfect. I will talk to native speakers when I make 0 mistakes. I will post in English when my grammar is perfect.
But here's the problem. That day will never come. Perfection is not a destination. It's a prison.
It's like saying, I will learn to swim when I already know how to swim. That makes no sense, right?
No, it doesn't. You learn to swim by getting in the water, by moving your arms in a messy way, by swallowing a little water.
And it's the same with English. You learn to speak by speaking, not by waiting to be perfect.
So perfection is not your friend. Perfection makes you hold back.
Hold back. That means you stop yourself from doing what you really want. You have the words, you have the idea, but you hold back because you're scared of making a mistake.
Okay, wall number 3. And this is the one that makes you slow when you speak. Translating in your head.
You know what I mean. Someone says something to you in English, your brain hears it, then it translates to your language, then you think of the answer in your language, then you translate it back to English, then you check the grammar, then you check the pronunciation, and by the time you're ready to speak,
the conversation is over. They're already talking about something else, and you're standing there with your mouth open like a fish.
like a fish, yes, that's exactly what it feels like.
And here's the secret. This is not an English problem. This is a habit problem. Your brain is stuck in translation mode because that's how you learned English. In school, they taught you to translate everything.
But real conversation doesn't work like that. Real conversation is fast, it's messy, it's emotional. You don't have time to translate. You need to think in English.
And how do you start thinking in English? By listening more, by repeating more, by practicing every single day, not by studying grammar books.
All right, so now let's talk about solutions. How do we break these walls? Solution number 1, and this one is going to sound scary. Speak before you are ready.
Wait, what? Speak before I'm ready? That sounds crazy.
I know, but think about it. When is a baby ready to speak? Never. They just start. They make sounds, they say wrong words, they mix everything up, and nobody says, "Your grammar is terrible, baby."
Can you imagine? Excuse me, baby, it's I want milk, not me want milk. Please conjugate properly.
Exactly. Nobody does that because we understand that mistakes are part of learning. But when it's us, when it's adults learning English, suddenly we expect perfection from day one.
So the first solution is stop waiting. Your English is good enough to start. Not perfect, not fluent, but good enough. And that is enough.
And every time you speak, even with mistakes, you are building confidence. And confidence is like a muscle.
Confidence. That's an important word. Confidence is not magic. It's not something you are born with. Confidence is a muscle. You build it by doing small, brave things again and again.
Every time you say one sentence in English, that's one rep, one repetition, like going to the gym. One rep doesn't change your body, but 100 reps, 1,000 reps, that changes everything.
Okay, solution number 2, and this one changed my life. Stop treating conversations like an exam. Start treating them like an experiment.
Experiment, like in science?
Exactly. In an exam, you need the right answer. If you make a mistake, you fail. But in an experiment, there is no failure. Every result is data. Every mistake is information.
So when you speak English and you say something wrong, that's not a failure, that's data. That's your brain learning what works and what doesn't.
Practical. After your next conversation in English, ask yourself 2 simple questions. What surprised me and what went well? That's it. No judgment, just curiosity.
And when you do that, something magical happens. You stop being anxious.
Anxious. When you feel anxious, your body and mind feel on high alert. You feel danger even when nothing bad is happening. Your heart beats fast, your stomach is tight. That's anxiety.
But when you treat life like an experiment, anxiety goes down. Because you're not trying to be perfect, you're just trying to learn. Solution number 3, the 5-second rule.
Solution number 3. This one is simple but powerful. The 5-second rule.
The 5-second rule? Like the food rule?
No, not that one. This one is about courage. When you want to say something in English, when you feel that impulse, that desire to speak, you have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you don't speak in those 5 seconds, your brain will kill the idea. It will find an excuse. It will say, no, don't do it. It's too risky.
So the rule is, when you feel it, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and speak. Don't wait. Don't think too much. Just open your mouth and let the words come out.
Will it be perfect? No. Will it be messy? Yes. But it will be real, and real is always better than perfect.
And you know what happens after you do it? After you speak, even though you were scared, you feel alive. You feel proud. That feeling is what we call leaning in.
To lean into. When you lean into something, you move closer to it instead of running away. You feel the fear, but you step forward anyway. You lean into the discomfort.
And the last solution, maybe the most important one, practice every single day. Not 1 hour on Sunday, 5 minutes every day.
5 minutes? That's it?
That's it. 5 minutes of speaking, of repeating, of listening every day. Because English is not a subject you study. It's a skill you practice, like cooking, like driving, like playing guitar.
Nobody ever learned to play guitar by reading a book about guitar. You pick it up, you play. It sounds terrible. You play again. It sounds a little better. You play every day, and one day, music comes out.
And that's exactly how English works. One day, you'll be in a conversation, and the words will just come out, naturally, without translating, without fear. And you'll think, wait, am I really speaking English right now?
Yes, you are. And that day is closer than you think, if you practice every day.
All right, before we say goodbye, let's slow down together. It's time for our word tour. We're going to take the most powerful words from today and explain them in simple English. You can repeat after us.
Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and enjoy this calm little tour.
First word, linger. When something lingers, it stays longer than you expect. It doesn't leave quickly. For example, that memory from school still lingers in my mind.
You can repeat, linger. Something that lingers stays with you.
Next word, seep. When something seeps, it moves slowly through small spaces, like water through a crack. For example, fear can seep into every part of your life.
You can repeat, seep. Fear seeps in slowly.
Next, shrink back. When you shrink back, you make yourself smaller because you're scared. For example, I wanted to answer, but I shrank back.
You can repeat, shrink back. Don't shrink back from your dreams.
Now, hold back. To hold back means you stop yourself from doing or saying what you want. For example, I hold back my real opinion because I'm scared.
You can repeat, hold back. Stop holding back your words.
Important one, anxious. When you feel anxious, you feel very worried inside. Your body is on alert. For example, I feel anxious before speaking in front of people.
You can repeat, anxious. It's okay to feel anxious. It means you care.
Fun one, freak out. To freak out means to suddenly feel very scared or stressed. For example, I freaked out when the teacher called my name.
You can repeat, freak out. Don't freak out. You're doing great.
Confidence. Confidence is not magic. It's a muscle you build by doing brave things. For example, every time I speak English, my confidence grows.
You can repeat, confidence. I am building my confidence every day.
Lean into. To lean into something means to move closer instead of running away. For example,
I decided to lean into my fear and speak anyway.
You can repeat, lean into. Lean into the discomfort. That's where growth lives.
And our last expression, brush off. To brush off means to not let a comment hurt you. You hear it and let it go. For example, they laughed at my accent, but I brushed it off.
You can repeat, brush off. Brush off the negativity. Keep going.
Okay, before we go, I want to say something directly to you. Yes, you, the person listening right now.
You have been studying English for weeks, months, maybe years. And maybe you feel like you're not making progress. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel like everyone is better than you.
But let me tell you something. The fact that you are here, listening to this podcast in English, understanding most of what we say, that is progress. That is growth. You are not stuck. You are moving.
You don't see it because you're inside the picture. But if you could look at yourself from the outside, you would be so proud.
So this week, I want you to do one brave thing. Just one. Say one sentence in English to someone. Post one comment in English. Send one message. Just one.
And when you do it, come back to the comments and tell us. Tell us what you did. We want to celebrate with you.
Because here at ESPD, we don't just teach English. We build a family of brave learners who support each other.
If this episode helped you, share it with a friend who also struggles with speaking English. Subscribe if you haven't already. And remember,
your English is not your enemy. Your English is your superpower. You just need to use it.
We're cheering for you from here. Practice every day. Keep going. We'll see you in the next episode.
This is the ESPD Podcast. Take care of your English and take care of yourself.
Bye, everyone. Keep speaking. Keep shining.
Your progress doesn't end here. Click on the next video to continue your English journey and explore the videos we've selected just for you. See you there.